She was a bright, curious 21-year-old student, traveling alone for the first time. Her journey was meant to be a break from her studies, a solo adventure along the California coast, a reset, a chance to step away from stress and explore new places. But just days into her trip, Elisa Lam vanished without a trace. And when her body was finally discovered, the circumstances were so strange, so inexplicable, that the internet exploded with speculation. What really happened to Elisa Lam at the infamous Cecil Hotel? Elisa Lam was a student at the University of British Columbia in Canada. She was introspective, smart, and deeply self-aware. Through her Tumblr blog, she shared poems, books. She loved and honest reflections on her struggle with bipolar disorder and depression. She had been hospitalized before, but was committed to recovery. In January 2013, she embarked on a solo trip to the United States. Her first time traveling alone. Her route included San Diego, Los Angeles, Santa Cruz, and San Francisco. She checked in with her family daily and planned to return home on February 1st. When she arrived in downtown Los Angeles, she checked into the Cecil Hotel, a building with a reputation far darker than she may have known. The Cecil Hotel isn't your typical budget hotel. Built in 1927, it was once a glamorous destination. But over the decades, it became a magnet for tragedy. From suicides and overdoses to unsolved murders, the Cecil earned a notorious nickname, the Hotel of Death. Serial killers like Richard Ramirez, the Night Stalker, lived there. Austrian killer Jack Unterweger did too, even using the hotel's reputation to mask his crimes. The hotel had become a symbol of downtown LA's darkest corners. But to Elisa, it was simply a cheap place to sleep. She was originally placed in a shared room with strangers, but due to her erratic behavior talking to herself, leaving notes that said things like, "Go away," or "Turn back," she was moved to a private room. On January 31st, 2013, Elisa was captured on a security camera in the hotel's elevator. What happened in that video would ignite endless theories and raise chilling questions. The footage shows Elisa stepping into the elevator and quickly pressing multiple buttons. She steps back, waits, then peeks out into the hallway. She appears nervous, as if someone might be following her. But the elevator doors don't close. She presses more buttons, backs into the corner, then steps in and out again. At one point, she moves her hands in strange, fluid gestures as though communicating with someone invisible. Her fingers twist in unnatural ways. Her posture shifts from tense to eerily relaxed. Then she suddenly steps out of frame. The elevator doors close and reopen and close again. She is never seen alive again. When Elisa didn't check out or call home, her parents grew anxious. She had always stayed in touch. They contacted the LAPD, who began a missing persons investigation. Flyers were posted, the media got involved, and hotel staff were questioned. Police dogs searched the hotel, including the roof, but found no scent of Elisa. Weeks passed. No clues. No sightings. Then hotel guests started to complain. The tap water was brown. It smelled foul. The water pressure had dropped, and the taste was off. On February 19th, a maintenance worker was sent to inspect the rooftop water tanks. What he found was something out of a horror film. Inside one of the massive tanks, floating naked and lifeless, was Elisa Lam. The tank was sealed. The rooftop door was locked and alarmed. The only way up required a staff key or scaling a fire escape. There were no signs of forced entry, and no one saw her go up. How did she get there? The coroner ruled her death, an accidental drowning likely influenced by her bipolar disorder. The toxicology report revealed she had not taken all her prescribed medications. doubts remained. Why did the elevator behave so strangely? Why were there no fingerprints, no signs of struggle? How did she access the tank and close the heavy lid? Some believe she suffered a psychotic break and climbed in herself. Others are convinced she was murdered, her behavior in the video interpreted as fear or evasion. Still others point to the hotel's eerie history, suggesting paranormal forces or the idea that the Cecil draws darkness to it. Online sleuths, Reddit detectives, and YouTube theorists all tried to solve the mystery. Each frame of that elevator footage dissected and reanalyzed. The case exploded across the internet. It tapped into our deepest fears of being alone, of being watched, of vanishing without explanation. Netflix released a documentary. Podcasts examined every angle. And through it all, Elisa Lam, a real young woman with hopes and dreams, became the center of a digital obsession. In the end, we may never know what really happened to Elisa Lam, but her story, unsettling, tragic, unforgettable, remains one of the most haunting urban legends of our time. Because sometimes the scariest things aren't ghosts or monsters. They're the unanswered questions that follow us long after the screen goes dark. Thank you for watching True Story Files. Subscribe for more real-life mysteries and unexplained disappearances.